The hearing room was buzzing with restless energy, cameras flashing, reporters whispering, and staffers shuffling papers like a drum roll before a battle. Everyone knew sparks were about to fly, but no one knew just how explosive the clash would become. Representative Jasmine Crockett had walked in with a determined fire in her eyes, ready to prove herself in front of the nation. She wasn't just coming to play politics, she was coming to win. Sitting across from her, calm and steady as a stone in a rushing river, was Senator John Kennedy. From the moment she opened her binder, Jasmine's voice carried the passion of a woman who had fought hard for her place at the table. She spoke with conviction about justice, about fairness, about holding the powerful accountable. Her words echoed with youthful energy, with the defiance of someone who believed she could bend the system if she just pushed hard enough. And for a while, the room leaned toward her, nodding, scribbling notes. She looked strong, she looked unstoppable. But John Kennedy was not a man easily rattled. He leaned back, hands folded, listening as though he had all the time in the world. His stillness was almost unnerving, like a chess master waiting patiently for the opponent to make the move he already knew was coming. Jasmine challenged his views directly, questioning his choices, even raising her tone. The crowd could feel her heat, but they also noticed something else. Kennedy never flinched. When she finally paused, breathing heavily after a barrage of sharp remarks, Kennedy leaned forward, his voice low but cutting through the noise like a blade. "Congresswoman," he began slowly, with that deliberate southern drawl that seemed to stretch each word into something heavier, "you've got passion, I'll give you that, but passion without patience is just a spark, bright for a moment, gone the next. And you don't build anything lasting out of sparks, you build it out of steady fire." The room went silent, the camera zoomed in. Crockett blinked, caught off guard. She tried to respond, but Kennedy wasn't finished. He looked at her, and not with anger, not with disdain, but with something that felt almost like mentorship, though wrapped in steel. "You think challenging me makes you strong, but real strength isn't about how loud you shout, it's about how much truth you carry. If you want to lead, don't try to humiliate, try to illuminate." For a moment, Crockett froze. His words hit differently than the usual back and forth of politics. This wasn't just a clapback, it was a lesson disguised as a warning, a reminder that leadership was more than theater. The audience shifted uncomfortably, unsure if they had just witnessed a political takedown or a rare moment of raw honesty. Crockett's face softened, the fire in her eyes dimming and not extinguished, but reshaped. She managed the reply, but her voice carried less bite. She realized that Kennedy wasn't her enemy. He was a mirror, reflecting back the difference between ambition and wisdom. As the hearing went on, something unexpected happened. Instead of continuing the clash, Crockett adjusted her approach. She asked sharper, more thoughtful questions. Kennedy responded with measured answers, sometimes even nodding in respect. What began as a duel turned into a dialogue, and the room slowly shifted from anticipating a fight to witnessing growth. By the end, both of them had earned something more valuable than a headlinear respect. Kennedy had reminded everyone, especially the younger generation watching, that experience carries weight. Crockett had shown she wasn't afraid to learn, even in the middle of the storm. When the hearing adjourned, reporters scrambled to frame the story. Some called it a clash, others a humiliation. But those who truly paid attention saw something deeper. Two voices, different in style but alike in determination, colliding not to destroy one another, but to test the strength of their convictions. And for the people watching at home, the message was clear: passion is powerful, but it's wisdom that carries it forward. Kennedy's clapback wasn't about silencing Jasmine Crockett, it was about challenging her to rise higher, to be more than just the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes the greatest lessons come when you least expect them. And in that hearing room, beneath the bright lights and rolling cameras, one sparked an idea and transformed into something stronger, something enduring. Because the true mark of a leader isn't just how they fight, it's how they grow.